Holy, you won't believe I got wet just from our legs touching. Yes, you heard me right, and so like, I've literally never told this story to anyone except like one person. And honestly, I've been sitting on this for years because it's weird and it's embarrassing, and also it changed my entire life without me even realizing it at the time. So buckle up because this is actually insane. If you enjoy my content and want to support the channel, please consider subscribing. It's free and it truly means a lot to the channel. Okay, I was 18. It's a Saturday, super normal Saturday. I'm heading over to my best friend Cece's house because that's literally what I did every Saturday. Like, that was just my life. Her house was basically my second home at that point. We'd been best friends since literally third grade, so her parents were like my parents, you know? But this particular Saturday, this one was different, and I had absolutely no idea. So I get there, right? I'm walking up to the house, I can already hear them laughing through the window, and I'm just like, oh cool, they're in a good mood, and I'm not thinking anything of it. I let myself in because I literally always let myself in. That's how comfortable I was there. And the second, and I mean the literal second, I walk into that living room, my entire world stopped. Like, not in like a cute way. I'm talking my lungs forgot how to work. My brain just completely short-circuited. There was this girl sitting on the couch, and I remember thinking, okay, who is that fine shoddy? Who is that? Because I had never seen anyone like that before in my entire 18-year-old life. She was stunning. Like, not in a, oh, she's pretty way. I'm talking like movie star. Like, if you told me she walked off a film set, I would have believed you. She had this long blue hair and these eyes. God, her eyes. They were like bright, just bright and warm, and like she was looking at you like you were the most interesting person she'd ever met. And she was just there. Cece jumps up like, oh my God, hey, this is my cousin. She's visiting from out of state with my aunt. Her name is... And honestly, I don't even remember hearing the name. Like, the actual sound just didn't register in my brain. All I heard was like, brrr, because I was too busy like having a full cardiac episode in the middle of the living room. I somehow, and I still don't know how I managed this, I put a smile on my face. I was like, hey, hey, nice to meet you. And then I immediately just sat down on the other side of the room, and I just stared. Like, I wasn't subtle about it. I was literally just watching her, full on watching, like a weird person, which, looking back, was absolutely creepy. But at the time, I was just like, I cannot look away from this human. I cannot. So the three of them are just like talking and laughing, doing the whole, oh my God, remember when we were kids thing? And I'm just sitting there like a statue, my heart doing laps around my ribcage, my palms are sweating, and I'm trying so hard to look normal while internally I'm just panicking. But then something happened. Like, after like 10 minutes of me just being a creep, I started to like loosen up, I guess, because she was so easy to be around. Like, she said something funny and I actually laughed, a real laugh. And then she looked at me and she smiled at me, and it was like electricity. That sounds dramatic, but I'm being 100% serious. It was like my entire body just went on high alert. So I started talking more. I started getting into the conversation. And the more I talked to her, the more I realized she wasn't just gorgeous. She was like genuinely nice, you know? Like, she was asking me questions about myself, actually listening to my answers, laughing at my stupid jokes. She was funny. She was down to earth. She wasn't like snooty or distant. She was just real. And I was losing my mind. So like, we're all sitting around and chatting, and at one point we're all sitting on the edge of Cece's bed. You know, that thing where you're all just hanging around the bed, sitting on the edge of it, and I'm next to her, like right next to her, and I can smell her. She smells like something warm, like vanilla and like coconut or something. And she's talking to Cece about something, but like her leg is just touching my leg. Not in like a flirty way, just like we're sitting close and her leg is against mine and it's literally just touching. But my entire body felt like it was on fire. Like my leg, where she was touching it, felt like it had its own heartbeat. I couldn't focus on what anyone was saying. All I could feel was that one point of contact, and it was like my skin was literally glowing. Like there was this warmth spreading through my entire body, and I had no idea what was happening to me. I remember thinking, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel like I'm burning up? Do I have a fever? Am I sick? Is this what sick feels like? And then I was like, I should probably go to the bathroom. So I excuse myself. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. And I go upstairs and I shut the door and I just stand there for a second, like breathing. And then I'm like, okay, let me just check if I'm okay, because something felt off about me. Like I felt weird, not sick weird, but just different. And when I looked down, I was soaking. Like, I'm not even going to be coy about this. I had like visibly wet, like there was actual moisture, and I was just standing there staring at myself like, what? What is happening? What is that? Why am I, oh my God. I remember thinking I was dying, genuinely. I thought something was medically wrong with me. I was like, do I need to go to the hospital? Is this appendicitis? Is this a medical emergency? In hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that was just your body responding to attraction, honey. But at 18, I had absolutely no idea what that meant. I was so confused and I was so embarrassed, like mortified. So I'm trying to like fix myself, make it less obvious, and I'm washing my hands and I'm just standing there looking at myself in the mirror like, you're being so weird. Get it together. So I go back downstairs. And immediately, both Cece and her cousin are like, hey, are you okay? You seem quieter. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I think I'm feeling a little bit sick, like my stomach's being weird. And they're like, oh no, do you need to lie down? Do you want some water? And I'm like, no, actually, I think I should probably just go home. I think I need to go home and like rest or whatever, because I couldn't be around her anymore. I couldn't. I was literally malfunctioning. I was a malfunctioning robot, and the only way to stop the malfunction was to remove myself from the situation.
So I like make an excuse and leave. I told my mom I wasn't feeling well and I went to bed early. And I remember lying in bed, just staring at the ceiling, feeling like the most confused person on the planet. But then, and this is where it gets interesting, once I like settled down, once I stopped panicking and I stopped worrying about is something medically wrong with me, I started just thinking about her, like replaying the day in my head. And like I'm lying in the dark and I'm thinking about her laugh, and I'm thinking about the way she looked at me when she smiled, and I'm thinking about how she smelled, and that warmth started coming back. And instead of being scared of it, I just let it happen. And I remember lying there just like reliving the day and thinking about what it would be like to like hold her hand, what it would feel like to like put my arm around her, what it would be like to like touch her hair or kiss her. And then, oh snap. I literally like sat up in bed in the dark like, wait. What am I thinking right now? Because I had never thought about a girl like that before. Not like that. And suddenly, like, all these memories started flooding back. And I was thinking about my best friend from elementary school. Like, we used to have sleepovers and we used to do, like, innocent exploration stuff, which I had always just written off as, like, oh, that's just what kids do. That's just curiosity. But suddenly I was like, oh, I'm I like girls? Like, that was the moment. That was the moment. And it wasn't some big dramatic crying thing. It was just like a realization. Like when you forget where you put your keys and then you remember and you're like, oh, there they are. Except it was like, oh, there I am. And suddenly, like, things started making sense in a way they hadn't before. Like, I started thinking back to, like, crushes I thought I had on boys in school. And I was like, wait, did I actually like them, or did I just like the girls they were standing next to? Or like movies I watched with my friends, and they'd be like, oh my God, she's so pretty. And I'd be like, yeah, but like I was thinking about it way differently than they were. Like I was feeling it differently. And I was lying there in the dark, and I felt like my entire understanding of myself had just shifted, like a puzzle piece clicked into place that I didn't even know was missing. It was weird. It was scary. It was also kind of relieving. Like, suddenly some stuff just made sense. But here's the thing that made it all so much worse. The next day, her and her mom packed up and left. Like, she went back to her home state, and I never saw her again. Never. Not once. She was in my life for literally one Saturday, maybe like 4 or 5 hours total. And then she just vanished, like she was never there. Like she was some kind of magical visitor who appeared just to like completely turn my world upside down and then disappeared forever. And I was just left there, newly aware that I'm attracted to girls, and the girl who made me realize that, gone forever. I don't even have a way to contact her. This was before social media was like a huge thing. I don't even know her last name, to be honest. I never asked. I was too busy being a weird, quiet, staring person. And like, I can't even explain to anyone what happened, because what am I going to say? Hey, my friend's cousin visited once and I had a feelings awakening. People would think I was being dramatic. So I just didn't tell anyone. I kept it to myself. I buried it. I tried to convince myself that it was just like a weird moment, a weird day, something that didn't mean anything. But it meant everything. Because that one day, that one girl, that one moment of confusion and panic and realization, it literally defined my entire life trajectory after that. Like, it's been over 10 years since that happened, and I can still remember that day so clearly. I can still remember exactly what she was wearing. I can still remember the way she smelled. I can still remember the feeling of her leg touching mine. I can still remember that moment in the dark when it all just clicked, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gay. And she'll never know. She has no idea that she changed my entire life in one Saturday afternoon. She has no idea that I went home confused and terrified, and then realized something fundamental about myself because of her. She has no idea that I'm probably still thinking about her right now, which is kind of crazy, right? Like, it's been 10 years, and I still get a little weak thinking about that day. And I never saw her again, never got to talk to her again, never got to like figure out if there was anything there or if it was just this moment in time that meant everything to me and nothing to her. It was just that one Saturday, that one perfect, confusing, life-changing Saturday. And that's it. That's the story. That's how I realized I was gay. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye!